So let's start on the mat. So make your way to the mat. And we'll start with the crowd unfavorite, the parallel pose. So in other words, on our knees. So I'm going to pad my knees. Or I'm going to save my blanket and show you in a sec. So as you come on your knees, make sure your knees are padded, soft and comfortable. And then as we sink back, I'm going to take my towel or blanket or block and use that between the heels of my feet and my bum, and just kind of give ourselves just a little bit of cushion there. It's a little bit of support. If you've got a yoga block, you can also use that as a way to kind of just ease up on that tension in the quads and kind of lighten up on the knees. So to distract ourselves from any potential discomfort, we're going to do something where we're going to grab our claws, and then just reach forward with your claws, and then turn a big circle. Scratch to where your claws are towards you, and then duck your claws down and back and behind. So now your fingers are up, your claws are back. Turn the claws and sweep up. Pull towards your shoulders, and then scratch away. Scratch in a big circle, pull towards your shoulders, duck underneath. Don't worry about if you've got this perfect. Just enjoy the movement in the shoulders, because we're moving our hands, moving our shoulders, opening up, all the while distracting from the discomfort that we might feel in our thighs and legs. We'll do one more. Pull back. Reach forward, turn the big circle, towards, underneath, and then we'll relax. So we'll take out whatever block or blanket you've got supporting you in hero. So the hard worst part's over. So we'll come to tabletop, set up for cat and cow. And if it feels good, you can just kind of move your side body to the side, just wiggle around, stretch. You can feel the side body stretch. Just a little bit of movement. And we can drop our belly, open our chest for cow. Raise the round of the back, arch the back like a cat. And once again, still moving from side to side. Just transition between those two. Just breathe. You can inhale, exhale. Sometimes you do it one way, sometimes you do another, whether it's in cat or cow. But just breathe. Move around, just open up the spine. Enjoy those movements as much as you can. It's that stretching. Sometimes we get up after a nap or sleeping. You just want to stretch, and it feels so good. Just see if you can channel that. Now, take your knees a little bit wider. We'll sink back into kind of child's pose. And then put our weight forward. So we're still doing cat and cow, only we're just expanding forward and backward. Back into child's pose is the cat portion, rounding the back. Forward, kind of an up dog. But it's cow, we're arching our back. Just forward and backward. Breathing and enjoying the movement. Maybe change your hand placement wider or narrower. Knees wider or narrower. Whatever's comfortable, just allow that movement back and forth. Good. Now we'll come back, make your way back to tabletop. We'll set up for a lunge, and we can modify or change that, but I'm going to bring my left foot forward to where my left hand is. Left hand is on the outside. Now planting with my right hand, left hand to the top of the left knee, and then just opening that knee out, maybe doing some little rotations. So I'm sliding forward and backward, just rotating the hip. As you come forward, you're going to notice that you're stretching the front part of that right pelvis, those hip flexors on the right side. And then switch direction if you haven't already. Just rotating that hip and the knee. You don't have to keep your foot planted. You can open the sole up if that allows more movement out of the knee. Good. Now we'll do a twist. So I'm going to plant my right hand and then slowly look to the left and up and over. So it's kind of a twist. You can bring that left hand back to the sacrum. So it's kind of like a side angle, only we have it. And if it's comfortable too, you can tuck your toes, raise your knee. It's a little more strenuous. You don't have to, but it will get a little bit deeper. If you want to, you can raise your hand. So it's kind of like a twist. Now we'll reset. Drop the knee if you've lifted it. We'll twist to the other side. So my left hand is on the inside of my left foot now. I'm just going to open up as a twist on this side. Once again, you can start with the sacrum. It's a little more stable. With the right hand back to the sacrum. So just opening to the side. If it's comfortable, you can raise your hand or tuck your toes, lift the knee. Whatever portion of this works and feels good. Good. Now we'll bring our hand back down. Bring our foot again with our hands. Drop your knee if you need to. And then we're going to rock back. So just move your hands back. Lift your front toes. And that may be a real pull on that left hamstring. Just respect that. Keep your knee bent, and that'll take some of the pressure off the back of the thigh, those hamstrings. But if you can, then just flex and unflex. So dorsiflexion, plantar flexion of that foot, just forward and backward. Keep your knee bent if it's too much strain on those hamstrings. Good. Now rock back forward. We're going to switch and do the other side. So bring the left foot back, and we'll bring the right forward. You can help it forward. It's okay. Good. Now I'm going to plant my left hand, right hand to the right knee. We're going to start those rotations again. Just opening up that hip. And once again, if you can lean forward, now we're stretching the left hip flexors. And then switch direction. Good. Now we'll twist to the side, this time to the right side. So hand back to the sacrum. Once again, you can lift the knee or not. Just twist to the right, twist to the side. If it's comfortable, you can raise the hand. Really see if you can sink your hips into that twist. Good. Now come back down, drop the knee. We'll switch the hands. We'll bring the right hand on the inside of the right foot. We'll twist to the other side. First left hand back to the sacrum. Starting that twist. Lift the knee if you want. If it feels stable. Sink the hips. And relax. Good. Bring your hand back down. Bring the foot. Drop the knee. Slowly rock back. Do that on this side. So keep your knee bent to take pressure off the hamstrings, off the back of the thigh. But if it's okay, just flex and unflex. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion of that right foot. Good. Bend the knee. Shift your weight forward. Take our foot back into tabletop. Maybe a couple of cat and cows. Just loosen up and take any tension out. Kind of a rest. Just a little bit of a rest. Transition between cat and cow. Good. Now we'll move into a down dog to up dog. So we'll do this slow and do it where it's accommodating. So tuck your toes, maybe you take your hands just a little bit further forward, lift your hips. We'll come into down dog and then just bend the knees and move towards straightening the knees. So a little tug on the back of the calves. See if you can relax your shoulders and the knees, move towards straightening the knees. And we'll transition into up dog, but we won't flip our feet. So we'll just slide through plank. I'm not going to stay here long. If you need to drop your knees, go ahead and drop your knees. We'll sink down into up dog. We're going really slow because this is really a back bend. Now we'll drop your knees, it's easier. Push back through tabletop. And then lift your hips back into down dog. Bend and unbend the knees. Good, we'll do that again. So let your weight slide forward, drop your knees. Come into up dog. If it's comfortable, you can lift your knees for up dog. Drop the knees. Just do whatever part of this works for you. Lift the hips back into down dog. Bend and unbend. And we'll transition back through up dog. If you could just slide through plank, do that. Otherwise, drop your knees. Just accommodate your body. These are pretty darn strenuous movements. We're strengthening our shoulders, loosening our whole upper body. At the same time, we're challenging that lower body, challenging the calves, challenging the hamstrings. Let's transition back through the up dog. Last up dog. And then push back, last down dog. Good, we'll drop our knees, come back into tabletop, and relax. So we'll make our way into wide leg forward fold. You can do that any old way you want. Just transition to a wide leg forward fold. You can do that from down dog, or just make your way from tabletop and just hang. Another way just to relax and just take a moment to relax. Let some calmness and ease come in. Once again, you can bend and unbend the knees. See if you can sink a little bit lower, rest a little bit more. Maybe adjust the width of your stance. Find what's challenging and yet still stable and still safe. Just on the edge of discomfort, if you want to. Good. So now from here, we'll just slowly transfer our weight from side to side. So I'm going to bend my right knee, shift my weight to the right. My hands are still on the mat, and then bend the left knee, shift the weight towards the left. And just laterally switch the hips, the weight transferring by bending the knee. So it's kind of a side, we're working into a side lunge. We're just going ever so slow. Still with stability by holding our hands on the mat. Just shifting our weight from side to side by bending the knee. And if it's comfortable and it feels safe and stable, take it a little bit more. Really shift the weight over to the side. Take whatever feels like you're really stretching the inside of the thigh on that leg that's more straight. You're opening the hip up on the side that you're transferring the weight to. Just moving back and forth, safe and stable. Good. One more. And then slowly make our way back to leg creases. Slowly make our way back up to standing. And heel toe. So pigeon-toed, and then planting the front of the feet. And heels in to bow-legged. Heel toe. Back to shoulder width. Good. We're back standing. Good. Let's do a little bit of Qigong-like movements. And we really squeezed and turned the fascia by some of those twists and stretches that we did. So now let's just let it flow. So as we do these Qigong-like movements, just imagine that you're letting those interstitial fluids just flow back into the body. So let's lift and float in 3 different directions. So first, just with your hands at your sides, feet at shoulder width, lift your arms like you're flying and then float back down to the earth, bending the knees. And then turn your palms up, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Turn the palms and really press up. And then relax, bring the palms down and just slowly float back down. Bend the knees, just like air is going out of a balloon. Now turn to the side, we'll do the same thing. Lift, and then float back down, and then reach high. Now push high, and then turn the palms, bring it all the way back down the side line. Good, back to center. Lift, float, reach, push up towards the universe, and then relax, release, all the way back down. Settling back down. Other side, lift and float. Now reach really high. Now push high. And then relax, release, all the way back down. Now back to center. Lift, float, reach, now push up, and then relax. Relax the hands and the whole body. Just settle back down, all the way back down to the earth. Good. So now let's do the butterfly stroke, just like we're swimming. So arms out really slow. We're going to swim really slow. And then back down, bend the knees. We're really opening the shoulders up. Scapulas, the shoulder blades come together and apart, up, down. If there's any like catching or just move slower through it. The slower is the better. Once again, we want to just hydrate. We stretched and twisted. And let's just hydrate back by moving as much as we can in all directions to allow those tissues to settle back down. And then let's switch directions. So now we're sweeping up, opening up as much as you can. Feel those shoulder blades come together in the back, bend the knees, and then we'll come up. And then back down. Up. Move slow. Open that shoulder girdle. Last one. Good. Just relax. Good. Let's carry mountains. So shoulder width or maybe a little bit wider with the feet. Bring our arms out, shoulder height, palms up. And then just imagine you're rotating along a pole that runs all through your body, from the crown of the head to between your feet. And just twist and rotate. Once again, really slow. Bending the knees, like you're just lowering down along that pole. You're just sliding down the pole. And then back to center. If it's comfortable, you can use your gaze. Follow that backhand. And kind of a neck stretch to the side. See if you can keep your tailbone tucked. So try not to stick your bum back. Just notice how that changes the sensation by just switching the position of your hips, of your pelvis, as we're twisting and rotating. Good, we'll do one more on each side. See if you can feel this all the way through your knees, even down to your feet and your ankles. Good, and then relax. And it's a nice workout for the shoulders. That was strenuous too. Now let's just do the rocking motion. So we'll just come up on our toes, and lift the toes. Up on our toes, just a rocking motion, back and forth. Pick something to look at. This is for balance too, but pick something to look at that's not moving. See if that helps you with your balance. Lift up, float back. Lift the toes and then up on the toes by lifting the heels. Once again, just slow, relaxed, soft, and gentle. Good. Do one more. Lift up. And then back. And then relax. So I'm going to turn just a little bit. Let's push out walls. And then we'll contract back. So push out walls, have the energy come from the base of your palms. So really push out on those walls, arch the back. So this is kind of like cow. And then bring your fingertips towards your forearms. Elbows come together, bend your knees, round your back, tuck your head, contract back, just like you're protecting yourself. And then we'll expand out again. Just move from that really expansion, that yawn, wide and big. Contract back. Really small, really yin. And then just transition between the two. Extension of most everything. And then a contraction, a flexion of most everything. Expand and contract. That Tai Chi symbol, that one that we usually associate with yin and yang, the black and the white, always moving. Things are always in transition. Sometimes we want things to just stay as they are, but they never do. Good, last one, last contraction. And relax. Let's pretend we're handing plates to the side, so hands along the lower ribs. So the fingers are soft and relaxed, same with the wrists. And just extend that plate out to the side, straight to the side. As far over as you can. And then back to the lower ribs. Now we'll extend to the other side. As you come back to the center, we'll bend the knees to reset. Always bending the knees to activate that pumping action in the back of the calves. Good. One more on each side. And last one. And then back. Good. Check the time. And turn off notifications. Good, let's do hitchhiker thumbs. One thumb up, one thumb down. Feet still shoulder width. Take that top thumb up and bottom thumb down. So it's not a side body stretch. It's not a bend over. You're just literally trying to lift that top thumb up and push that bottom thumb down. Bottom thumb just as much as the top thumb. Reset. Up and down. Body's going, our arms are going in two different directions at the same time with equal purpose. Good. Reset, bending the knees, always a reset. Never miss a chance to bend your knees. Up. Let's do one more on each side. Right up and right down. Good. And then relax. Let's do washcloth. So, either shoulder width, arms, shoulder height. So both my palms are up, thumbs facing back. I'm going to take my left arm, doesn't either one. Turn my thumb down and then back. And so now I've got this rinse going. And then just switch from side to side. And rinsing and twisting. You can make it strenuous if you want, or not. Just let those fluids move through and rehydrate. Every time we move, we teach our body what we need it to do. Whether it's to reach down and pick something up that we really want to hold, or pick something that we dropped. Either way, we're teaching our body that it can move. We need it for the next time. Now, effortless kids move. When we stop moving or limit our movements, the body still knows, but it forgets. It's like, you don't need that. I'm going to forget how to do that. Let's do one more on each side. Good. And then relax. Once again, a nice way to strengthen the shoulders. So now we'll stretch or open the side body. We'll zip up one side and down the other. So one hand goes down the outside pant seam, the other hand up along the side body. Top elbow really goes up. And then switch, zip down and up the other side. Good. Just go slow. Noticing when you think you've taken that top elbow up, you can get just a little bit more. Don't do it so much that you're pinching that lower back, because this can pinch there. Just relax the knees, soft and gentle. Just go slow, alternate, side to side. Letting that side body open up. Good. We'll do just a little bit more. Last one. And then relax. Now we'll zip up both sides at the same time. Pick a flower from our heart channel. And just let it go. So both hands up the side body. Heart channels in the armpit at the start of it. And then pick that flower and then bend the knees. Let it float back down to the earth. Both sides. Raise the shoulders. Pick that flower. And just drop it. Fingertips soft, open, and gentle. Up. And then out. As you float back down, bend the knees. See if you can feel that in the back of your calves. Let your Achilles stretch just a little bit. Float back down. This is a nice one to do breath movement. Inhale as you come up. And then just let go as you pick that flower. There's just dispersed. So we're gathering, picking the heart flower, and then dispersing, letting go. One more lift. And then float. And then relax. Let's bring our hands to heart center. We'll do elbows to the side. So feet at shoulder width, or if you want, you can stand a little bit narrower. And take the elbow to the side, the hip in the opposite direction. Here's another one where, and then reset as we come back to center. Elbow in one direction, hip in the other. This is another one where you think your elbow has gone over as far as it can, and like, hey, just a little bit more, but not with pain, not with discomfort, just like, oh, I guess it can do that. Just a little bit challenging, a little bit with exploring what our body can and can't do, is capable of. Good. Keep your tailbone tucked. So you're just lowering down by bending the knees. Wonderful signals being sent to the side of the knees, to the ligaments. So a little more remodeling and repairing, buffering. One more on each side. Good, and then relax. So we'll start our balance with point to the moon and embrace the moon. So feet at shoulder width, hands in prayer, heart center. And we'll turn. I'm going to start with the left. So I'm going to turn, orient the hips, like your belt buckle, towards that left knee. And then reaching up and out, just like you're pointing. Now there's a long line of energy all the way along my right body, and then just keep going forward. That right foot will get a little bit lighter, and then just let yourself balance. And then contract the elbows towards the body, the knee at the same time to maintain that balance. Keep your center of weight over that foot. Land the right foot. Then we'll transfer the weight to the right foot. Left toes come up. Fingertips point towards the body. And sink down, embrace the moon. Slowly come up and set up for the other side. Now to the right, take a moment to orient your hips towards that right knee, that right foot. And then point to the moon. And then just keep that weight shifting forward to the right foot. Left foot will get lighter and lighter until you can bring it up off the ground and balance. And then contract back, elbows towards the body. Land the left foot. Shift your weight back to the left. Right toes come up. Fingertips point towards the body. Embrace the moon. Good. Now we'll shift back and set it for tree. So we've done kind of a moving balance, something that really requires the whole body to participate. Now we'll do that tree with the tension and dynamic between lifting and opening at the same time. I'm going to grab my baby tree. You can proceed with your more comfortable or familiar tree. It's okay. But my right heel is in front of my left ankle. Hands at heart center. When I feel stable, lift your kickstand. Lift those toes of the right foot. And then lift from the crown of your head up. At the same time, you're opening that knee out. The right knee. So it's that tension or paradox or dynamic. You're lifting up, opening out, lifting and opening. Maintain your drishti or your balance. If you lose your balance, just drop your kickstand. Lift, lift. Strengthen that left hip, left side body. It's holding you up. Good. Drop our kickstand. We'll switch to the other side. Grounding on the right foot. Left heel in front of the right ankle. Soften the knee just a little bit. Hands to heart center. Hands to prayer. When you're ready, lift the kickstand. And start that lifting and opening. Lift and open. Lift and open. And if it's fun for you to do, you can raise the branches of your tree, take your tree out, but still lift. Lift from the crown of your head. Really try to not let your, too often we tend to want to kick our hip over. Try to really, and now see, that's hard to keep on. Lift, lift, lift. Maintain that lift from the crown of the head to strengthen that. Good. Now swing your hands back to heart center. If you're there, drop your kickstand. Relax. Each and any and all kinds of tree are fun. Pick what you like. Pick what does the most good you feel like for your body. Let's do heaven and earth aligned. So for this, we're going to move just a little bit. We're going to step out with our left, then our right, and then step back with the right. We'll end up about where we started. So feet at shoulder width. Bring your hands up. Step forward with your left. Cast out and down. Over the left. Come up the left. And come up the side body. Your weight transfers a little bit to the right. And now as you cast out and down, the weight transfers to the left. So this is wonderful for balance and posture as well, because you can feel all the little adjustments that your feet, your calves, your thighs are making just to accommodate this really slow movement that we're doing. And cast out, down, up the left leg, and a slight twist of the torso back to neutral. Up. Do one more over the left side, casting out and down. Now as we come up the side body, step forward with the right, and we'll cast over the right side. It's the first one on the right, so maybe you don't go as far, as deep, as much. Just notice that shift of weight from the back foot to the front foot. Straight into the torso, and then torso faces the right. And then up. Good. Cast down. One more in this direction. Now as we cast out and down, we'll reverse the rotation when we're on the bottom. Then we're going to scoop up. And then down the body. To do this, we kind of recruit more of the core. So we'll scoop up. And then down the body. Let it wash over the right leg. Scoop. Wash over the body. Now step back with the right and still let it wash over the body. And then we'll wash down over the left. Scoop again. Still transferring that weight from the front foot to the back foot. Still a slight reorienting of the torso. As we make our way down with our hands scooping up. Good, last one. Scoop, step back with your left and let it wash down all over your body. And then relax. Good. So now let's set up our hip slide. We'll do a little bit of push and pull. So my hips are facing that left knee. And my upper body is staying right over my hips, so I'm not leaning forward or backward. Just You're on a hip slide, like your hips are sliding forward and backward. And I'm just going to gently push and pull from my shoulders with my hands. Just push and pull, soft and gentle. So relax your elbows, fingers soft and open, wrists soft. This is not strenuous. This is just playing with energy, moving stuff around, soft and gentle. Hard part of the practice is over. One more, step back, settle and clear. Now on the right side, right hip slide, right your hips, navel faces that right knee now. Just your width of stance, length of stance. And then set up the push and pull from the shoulders. Still working on posture and balance. Because we're challenging those little muscles, well, not little, the part we're working on the wiring of the muscles in our legs, our back, our whole body to support the shifting weight and transferring weight. Just subtle. Keep us in balance. Getting used to that again. Good. One more, and then we'll step back. Settle and clear. Let's sit on the left hip slide again, and we'll do offer and receive. So just like you're sending out an offering plate, say you're serving hors d'oeuvres, shoulder height, still fingers with soft, relaxed wrists, heavy elbows. So it's not strenuous. The plate's the lightest plate you've ever grabbed. The magical plate. Front toes come up as we sink our weight back. Back heel comes up as we sink our weight forward. Good. Last one. Step back, settle and clear. Now let's offer and receive over the right side. So we already set up our hip slide, so maybe now just during this motion, if you need a little bit wider stance, a little bit shorter, longer, whatever is safe, stable, and comfortable, just go ahead and take that. Again, relaxed and soft upper body and shoulders, really light and gentle. Good, last one. Step back, settle and clear. Good. Last one before Shavasana, we'll do the golden exchange. I'm going to turn just a little bit. Good. So the golden exchange, we're going to try to collect and gather and just move and exchange and balance the energy between our channels. So let's just lift up and float back. I did before, and then reach high. And then turn those palms to face the crown of the head and then the back of the neck, front of the shoulders, start to bend over, hands back to the kidneys, and then just trace all along the back line, all the way to the ground. Ground your hands on the ground, come up the inside of the feet and the calves, and now the top, front of the thighs, up to the navel, your hands along the midline, and then just bloom your hands forward, offering out, and then turn them palms to where they face the navel. Scoot back on one side. Gather as much as you can. Bring it back towards the navel. Now the other side. Now trace your hands along the belt line all the way to the back. Extending your fingers back. Slowly bring the hands, turning the palms forward. Gather as much from the front towards the navel. Release your hands along your side and then push yourself up off the earth. And then relax. We'll do it again. Lift and float. And then reach high. And then turn the palms towards the crown of the head, back of the neck, and front of the shoulders. Start to bend over. Face all along the back line, all the way to the ground. Let your hands ground up the inside, and then front of the thighs, to the navel, along the midline. Balloon the hands forward, palms towards the navel. Gather from one side, back to the navel, back to lower dantian, and then the other side. Trace your belt all the way to the back, fingertips extending to the back. And then turn towards the front, your palms forward, gather, back towards the navel. Along the side, push yourself up off the earth, and then relax. Good. Lift, one more. Lift, float. Reach high, and extend your fingertips up. Bring the palms towards the crown. Back of the neck, front of the shoulders, and then start to bend over, hands back to the kidneys. All the way to the ground. Ground the hands. Inside, front of the thighs, to the navel, along the midline, up the sternum, balloon the hands forward, elbows come together. Turn the palms towards the navel, scoot back on one side, and then on the other side. Trace the belt line, extend your fingertips back. Slowly bring your hands towards the front. Slowly and gently rotating where your palms come towards your navel. Hands along your side. Just down up on the earth. And then relax. Good. Now just relax for just a moment. We move all that energy around our channels. Just notice your body lifting up from the crown of the head. Kind of feel maybe a little bit of a swaying, a little pulsing energy here or there. Good. And then we'll make our way into Shavasana. So whether it's seated or lying, whatever you need, I'm going to grab my bench. I'm ready to sit. Whichever it is, seated or lying, just feel connected to the earth, melting into your seat or the mat. Sit bones if you're seated, rounded. If you're lying, melt into the mat. And then lift up from above. Really creating space for your breath. Even though we're relaxing, we're still lifting. Nothing else energetically. Just imagine that you're lifting up. Bring attention and awareness to your breath. Inhale as your belly expands. And exhale, it returns. I'll be quiet for just a couple minutes and we'll just to relax and integrate. And then we'll finish our practice. Now bring awareness back to your breath. Notice your inhale. Belly still expands on an inhale. It just returns on the exhale. If you're lying down, you can slowly bring the soles of your feet to your mat, maybe stretch above. Even if we're seated, let's do that. Let's just stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Turn to your side if you're lying down. Make your way to your seat if you're seated. Just do a short pranayama. That includes just inhaling twice. So inhale, feeling your belly expand. And inhale a little bit more. And then just exhale. You can either exhale through your mouth or through your nose. And then we'll repeat. Inhale. Inhale a little more. And then let it go. Exhale. It's tempting to inhale more to use that chest, but let's use our belly. Inhale. Inhale some more. And then let it go. Slow, soft, and gentle. Again, inhale. Inhale some more. And then slowly release. And just continue that same pattern yourself, just for a little bit longer. Feel as you're becoming more well oxygenated that you can make your exhales even slower and slower and slower. Great way by slowing the exhales to activate that rest and digest portion, the part of us that just settles down. Very sympathetic. Good. Let's finish with a little bit of face yoga. So we'll do our head and face, a little acupressure massage. So rub your hands together. I'm going to take off my glasses. Gather some heat, some chi, some energy, some prana. And bring your fingertips to your forehead. Give your forehead a really nice massage, moving the tissue, the fascia around that forehead, and then around the temples. Trying to release, touching those points. Then around the eye socket, not the eyes, just the eye socket. And then the side of the nose. Maybe pull yourself down into a frown. And open up the sinuses. And then the whole face will change. Use your fingers to pull in front and behind the ear. Gather those points and then down the neck. So move all the lymph out and down out of the neck. Moving chi and blood and lymph. Plus it just feels good. One more over the face. Let's do the whole head. Fingertips really into your, over the top of your head, the back of your neck, and then pull on the top of the shoulder. It's so good. Those muscles back of our neck and top of our shoulder get so tight. Those trapezius really get bound and knotted up. So it feels good just to strum and pull on those. Good. Now palms over our ears, and we'll just gently tap or drum those little muscles at the base of the skull at the back of the neck. Suboccipitals that get so tense can lead to tension headaches, pain and discomfort. And then we'll pull our ears for a little vagal nerve stimulation from the top. Once again, vagal nerve is good for that rest and digest. And then the lobes. The lobes. Great. Release your hands. Now, from deep inside, say something positive to yourself. You are healthy and your chi is clear and bright. Open your eyes. And thanks for practice.